One big difference between good shooters and not so good shooters is that good shooters have an electronic timer. Now, it may seem strange to hear me put a piece of equipment under the topic of the mental game, but the truth is that having an electronic timer can save us a lot of wishful thinking and self-delusion where our shooting is concerned. Now, an electronic timer is a device that measures the sound of gunshots. It can tell us the time interval between gunshots or the time interval between a buzzer and the first gunshot, which can tell us our draw speed. It can tell us how fast we can shoot accurately at various distances. It can tell us how fast we can do a speed load. All of this very useful information. Now, the reason it is so important that we have an electronic timer is that we cannot trust our mental impressions of how well we are shooting. I'll give you an example. I have a series of shooting drills that I've put together to measure how well I can shoot a particular handgun. And over the past, 20 years or so, the majority of the handgun shooting that I have been doing has been with Glock 9mm. Like the rest of the world, like most of America. But recently, I've been doing a lot of shooting with things like the Beretta 92, various 1911s. So I decided to go out to the range and put my trusty old Glock 17 that I've carried for years, that I've got over 38,000 rounds through these shooting drills. And oh my God, it was like coming home. I mean, I felt so smooth and so fast and so accurate. I was thinking to myself, man, this is going to be the single best performance I have ever had on these shooting drills. But afterwards, when I checked my scores on target and, what the electronic timer was telling me, and I got a hit factor, it turned out that it was actually one of my worst performances in recent memory. Why was the reality so at variance to what my mind was telling me? It's because I was doing something familiar, something that seemed normal to me. So our perception of how well we think we're shooting is really a very poor indicator of what is actually happening. Well, the electronic timer does not care about all that. It doesn't care how well we think we shot. It's not impressed with our instructor's reputation. It doesn't care how well the techniques that we're using should work. It factors out all that subjective BS and replaces it with cold, hard fact. Now, since I know you're going to ask, what timer do you use? I use the CED 7000. Now, in the interest of transparency, what is my relationship with CED? Well, over the years, CED has sent me a number of products for articles, which they have gotten, one of which was this CED 7000. That is it. No exchange of money, no pay for play, no, hey, if you slip me a few grand, I'll say this is what I use. No. I don't do that. This is actually what I use. Having said that, there are a number of good timers on the market other than the CED 7000. But whatever you choose, get yourself an electronic timer. There is no such thing in America today as a good, fast, accurate shooter who does not own an electronic timer.